the high booming kick, and Ryan Shimek and Cameron Penzenik were both back deep to receive. They just kind of looked up, looked back, and said, no, we're not going to get that one. Out of the end zone, touchback. And we will see the Minutemen offense, 1st and 10 at the 20. Nate Klonowski is the starting quarterback. He's a senior. He is a dual threat, and he's had some success this year. Shane Slattery and Zane Lehman are the running backs. Ryan Shimek and Cameron Penzenik, the aforementioned guys, back deep to receive. They'll start at wide receiver. Logan Weiner is the tight end for the Minutemen. 1st and 10 for Revere at their own 20 as we get tonight's ball game underway. Out of the shotgun, Klonowski ready to go on 1st down. And he will keep it himself and gets to the 25 and out to about the 26-yard line. Linebacker James Austin on the tackle for the Greenmen. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. On the offensive line, best offensive lineman in Northeast Ohio and perhaps in the state is Ben Chrisman for Revere. 6'6", 299 pounds. He's a junior. He has already committed to Ohio State. Ryan Day is going to love him. Colton Carmichael is at left guard. Mike Cahill at center. Cody Luther at right guard. Andrew Schwartner is the right tackle. 2nd down, 3 for Revere at their own 27-yard line as Klonowski will move his running back to his left. It's a give to Lehman, and Lehman will get to the 30-yard line and should have the 1st down as Evan McVeigh, the strong safety, made the stop for the Greenmen. We'll see where they mark this here, but it should be enough for a Revere 1st down. And, yep, I think they're going to go ahead and mark it a 1st down. They will. Aurora, normally when we've seen the Greenmen, they've been a 3-4 defense, but this year they're running out of the 4-3, and it is a defense. There may be A.J. Barner certainly is the guy to watch. He's a committed prospect for Ohio University at linebacker. We'll talk more about him in a second, but I mean, they talk about 111 on this defense. Everybody makes plays. 1st and 10, Klonowski to throw. Now he's in trouble. Flushed, throws right, and pass is caught. At the 48-yard line, Cameron Penzenik made a terrific catch, and that is another 1st down for the Minutemen. And Klonowski did a good job getting himself out of some traffic there as the pocket was collapsing, and they pick up the 1st down, a gain of 18. Impressive moves there by Klonowski. Sam Logalbo, Kevin Paul, Tono Gomez, and Lenny Galaska up front for the Greenmen. James Austin, Jack McElwee, and A.J. Barner are the linebackers. Ben Rogie, Jacob Matusek at corner, John Papish, and Evan McVeigh are the safeties. Minutemen near midfield now, 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. In motion goes Shimek. They'll give it to him on a little jet sweep. He'll take it to the 50-yard line. And A.J. Barner will tackle him right at that particular spot. It's a 2-yard gain and a 2nd down and 8. Barner, 6'5", 225-pound senior. He's got 2 sacks, 7 tackles for loss this year. And he's wearing the Aurora jerseys. If you see them, they look exactly like the Ohio University home jerseys. And he'll be very comfortable in green and white playing for Frank Solich and the Bobcats. And he's having a terrific year, really the leader of this defense. 2nd and 8 at midfield here for Revere. Klonowski wants to throw. He's got time. Shoots one over the middle. Pass is incomplete at the 40-yard line. Thrown a little bit too high for Shane Slattery. I think Barner was over there on the coverage. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 8. 10:23 to play here in the opening quarter. No score. Revere at the right at the 50-yard line here, facing a 3rd down and 8. It's interesting how they do their huddle. You have, as they get the cards in from the sideline, but you have 5 players in one spot, the receivers flanked out, and then everybody just kind of goes from there. From a 4-wide receiver set, Klonowski to throw, lofts one deep to the right side, pass caught inside the 25-yard line. That's Penzenik with another terrific catch. They'll mark him inside the 25 at about the 24-yard line, but there's a flag down, hold everything, because it's a holding penalty against Revere. That'll wipe out what would have been about a 26-yard completion. I'm pretty impressed with Cameron Penzenik. He's done a good job getting himself open here in the early going. He was well covered, but did a good job adjusting to the football, but that holding penalty will nullify the 1st down and move it all the way back, 10 yards from the spot, to the Revere 37-yard line. And that will make it a 3rd and 21. It will be Slattery and Penzenik out wide right. Ryan Shimek among those wide left. 4 wides. Lehman stands next to quarterback Nate Klanowski on 3rd and 21. Klanowski's just going to do a quarterback draw ahead to the 40 and takes a couple of Greenmen with him out to the 44-yard line, then is put down there. Well short of the first down. Toto Gomez made the tackle for the Greenmen, but that holding penalty really wipes out what would have been a promising drive for the Minutemen. And Lawrence Saltis will kick it away. And back for the Greenmen. Let's see who that is. Is that Ben Rogie? At the 20-yard line, I believe it is. 9:22 to go, first quarter, no score. Klanowski got 7 on that pickup, and here's the punt for Saltis. Angles it to the right, and takes an Aurora bounce of about 5 or 6 yards, and Revere will pounce on it at the Aurora 39-yard line, or very close to the 39-yard line. So not one of Lawrence Saltis' better efforts, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Aurora near their own 40-yard line. I think I'm going to mark it right at the 39. All right, the Greenmen offensively are averaging just shy under 31 points per game. Alex Moore has really done a good job as a sophomore starting quarterback. He has progressed very quickly in this offense. As Moore will go to the shotgun on 1st down, the give will be to Tony Graham, and Graham will run for short yardage. He'll cross the 40 to about the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 2. It'll be a 2nd down and 8. Moore, 6'2", 210 pounds. He's thrown for 919 yards, 8 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. He's also run for 116 yards and a couple touchdowns. That's a Bob Mahalik trait. Quarterback needs to be able to run the football at least a little bit. Tony Graham and Lenny Galasker are the starting backs. We'll see a lot of Evan McVay, though, in the backfield. Matter of fact, McVay's in there now on 2nd down and about 7. He'll get the handoff. McVay runs to his left, gets to the 45, and gets close to the 1st down. Should have it near the 49-yard line. McVay averaging just about 5 yards a carry with 5 touchdowns on the ground. Graham also at 5 yards per pop, 7 touchdowns this year. Ben Rogie and John Papish are the starting wide receivers. A.J. Barner, the tight end, and a very good offensive line. Michael Cedar, Tucker Niedert, Alex Hawk, the center, Adam Hicks at right guard, Patrick Murray's the right tackle. They spot the football just at midfield, 1st and 10 Greenmen. As Moore, fake handoff, shoots one over the middle, pass caught Papish to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Aurora. Just like that, a bullet from Alex Moore to John Papish, and the Greenmen take a 6-0 lead with 8:05 to go in the first quarter. I mean, Alex Moore had some serious RPMs on that pass to Papish. And once Papish found the seam, he was gone for the touchdown. So for Alex Moore, his 9th touchdown pass of the year. For Papish, touchdown catch number 5. Here is Alex Bibsa for the extra point. Moore stays in as the holder. The kick is up. Low kick, but it's good. Well, that's how quick the Greenmen could strike. As that Moore to Papish connection puts Aurora up 7-0 with 8:05 to go in the opening quarter. I mean, really, for Aurora, it was I think that was a 3-play drive. Graham had a carry, and then you had McVay for the 10-yard carry, and the next thing you know, 50-yard touchdown pass, boom, Aurora's up 7-0. That's how quick they can move the football down the field. Aurora this year, just kind of looking at their road to 8-0, they, non-conference-wise, shut out Brush, had a close one against CBCA in Week 2, shut out Twinsburg in Week 3, and then had a real tight game against Padua in Week 4. Padua plays everybody tough. I know they're 4-4, but, I mean, they even played Hoban well last week. And then as conference play really started to kind of settle in, I mean, Aurora's dominated Talmadge, Kent Roosevelt, Barberton, and Highland, 55-6, 41-0, 31-7, 31-7. As Bibsa will kick it off, Penzenik back deep to receive, and again, he And Ryan Shimmick will watch it go out of bounds for another touchback. That's another Aurora trait we've seen over the years. They always have good kicking here. Alex Bibbs, as a matter of fact, I believe I think I was told he's a midfielder on the soccer team. And they have, here at Aurora, they've got a district final game, I think, tomorrow. So the touchdown pass from Moore to Papish. It's Aurora on top 7-0, and we'll see how Revere responds. They had a very good drive going, but a holding penalty really nullified their progress. Shimmick in motion on 1st and 10. They'll throw it out to him in a they were trying to go out to a little bubble screen, and he dropped it. It's incomplete. The pass was thrown a little bit low for him. I don't think he was expecting to go down under his knees to try to make that catch, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Don't forget to get your 50-50 round of ticket check, support the band.
Oh, I think they marked that. Yeah, they did. They marked that actually as a lateral, as a backwards pass, and it's a 2-yard loss, they're saying, back to the 18-yard line. Obviously, we don't have the benefit of instant replay. I'm not so sure about that. It did not look like a lateral to me from up here, and we've got a pretty good angle on it. 2nd and 12. Interesting. And Revere wants to take a timeout here and make sure, number one, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page. It's a little bit frustrating. I think Terry Sistone will use the timeout probably to bark at the official a little bit. I think I don't blame him. I don't blame them. That was not a very good call there by the men in stripes. Reminder, everybody, WKYC.com is where you want to go every Monday around noon or so to vote for the game of the week. We got one more week to vote. Once we get to the playoffs, we become a little less democratic. When we get to the postseason, we pick our Friday night games ourselves. But you've got one more week to vote. We'll have our 3 nominees up there around noon or so on Monday at WKYC.com. You can vote there on our 3 News app, also on Twitter and Facebook. Boy, it looked like we were going to be headed to Euclid and Menor the way this week was going, and there was another. It always seems to happen on Tuesdays. You get that late surge, and a lot of people, as I was walking in, will complete that thought. Klowski, fake handoff, he'll keep it and push the pile forward just close to the 20 and then get pushed back there. Try to get back the yardage that he lost. They'll give him 1, and it'll be 3rd down and 11. A lot of people in Aurora, as we were getting set up tonight, just kept saying, I can't believe we won. I thought for sure it was going to be, Euclid Menor. Even, I think Bob Mahalik, the head coach, told me that too. But the Aurora community, the kids, and I'm sure also we talked to people in Revere this week as well to get them motivated and excited. And you voted us here. We're happy to be here. 3rd and 11 for the Minutemen at their own 19-yard line. Shotgun for Klonowski. He wants to throw. Being pressured. Gets away. Fires left side. Nobody home. He was running for his life, and he was trying to throw to the outside to Cameron Penzenik, but Penzenik had kind of moved towards the inside. He was pretty well covered. James Austin was back there for the Greenmen anyway, and it will be a punting situation. But the pressure by the Aurora defense forced that step up by Klonowski, and he had to get rid of it earlier than he would have wanted. As it will be Ben Rogie in single safety at the 50 to await this punt from Lawrence Saltis. 6:49 to play in the opening quarter. 7-0 Aurora. Looking to get the football here in good field position. Good snap for Saltis. And he gets the kick away. Much better punt this time. Rogie's going to let it bounce. It'll bounce inside the 40 of Aurora and roll to a dead stop just inside the Greenmen 36-yard line. Yeah, good punt there for Lawrence Saltis. And the Greenmen will start 1st and 10 right around their own 36-yard line. As Alex Moore will come back on with the Greenmen offense for their second possession. They had a three-play touchdown possession to start the football game, a 50-yard scoring pass from Moore to Papish. As Moore goes to the shotgun, and on 1st down, he'll give to the second man through. It's McVay with a big hole to the 45. He's to the 50. 1st down, Greenmen, as Evan McVay will take it down inside the 48-yard line of the Minutemen. It's hard to figure, when you've got both, especially Graham and McVay in there at the same time, and they like to use Lenny Galaska as a fullback, but when you have Graham and McVay in there, you as both in that shotgun, almost, it's not really a pistol look, it's more of just the shotgun, it really causes problem. You're not sure who to key on, and that time Moore faked it to Graham and then gave it to McVay. Moore looks to throw on first down, fires left side, accurate pass, and it is caught by Papish for another Greenmen first down, out of bounds on the sideline at the 35-yard line of the Minutemen. That is a gain of about 13 and a first down, and a well-thrown pass that time by Alex Moore, right on the money. Kyle Hopner will check in at wide receiver for the Greenmen, and he'll go out wide to the right. Papish, Rogie will go out wide left. 1st and 10 Greenmen on the march again at the Revere 35. Shotgun for Alex Moore, and he'll give the ball to Graham. Graham inside the 35, head down to the 34, and put down there. As Revere on that tackle, Andrew Schwartner, big number 77 on that stop. And also Shane Slattery making the stop as well. Slattery, a good one, linebacker. And he's another one who's getting plenty of looks by colleges. But a good two-way player for this Revere team. 2 yards for Graham, 2nd down and 8. More to throw, sets up the screen. Graham's got it at the 35. He goes to the 30, cuts inside at the 25, out of bounds at the 21-yard line. I think they're going to mark him there, but Tony Graham with his 6th catch of the year, and he's got Aurora first down at the Minutemen 21 with 5:24 to play in this first quarter. 7-0 Aurora. And there's a flag down at the 31-yard line. Let's see if this might have come. I wonder if somebody, they're going to pick up the flag. I was wondering if somebody had maybe gone downfield a little too early on that screen, but not the case, says the official. First down for the Greenmen at the 21. Oh, I love the way, again, Moore's just a sophomore, but love the way he runs this offense. As Kyle Hopner will go out wide left along with Rogie and McVay. Papish will go wide right. 1st and 10 Greenmen at the 21-yard line. The give is to Graham, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage back to the 26-yard line by Ben Chrisman. Yes, he's an offensive lineman prospect going to Ohio State, but he can play defensive line very well, too. That's a loss of about 4 on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 14 as we go under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. And again, it'll be trips to the left, and actually it's not Papish, over to the right. Different wide receivers in there now. Riley Gavalier as back. It'll be a give again to McVay coming in on a bubble sweep, and McVay has nowhere to go. Tyle Tressmer, the linebacker, did a good job keeping him inside and bringing him down for another loss back to the 26. So the Greenmen in 2 plays have lost about 5 yards, and it's 3rd and 15. That time, just no room on McVay for that on that jet sweep to turn and move. 3rd and long here for the Greenmen. 3rd and 15 now at the Revere 26. Trips left, Papish, McVay, Rogie. Gavalier will go out wide right. 3rd and 15 for Aurora. Here's Moore. Under pressure. In trouble. Loses the football. It is picked up by Revere. They've got it at the 35-yard line. As Tyler Tressmer comes away with the football, but there's a flag down. Hang on just a second. But it looks like it's going to be on Aurora anyway. It was a holding on the Greenmen, so nullify that, and it's going to be first down Revere as they get the strip sack and the recovery by Tressmer. It might have been Aiden Palmer who stripped the football away from Alex Moore, but a good job by Tressmer to pounce on it. And Revere's defense comes through with a huge play as Aurora was on the march. And actually give Revere credit. I mean, they had gotten 2 straight tackles for losses before that 3rd and 15. But they were able to get some good pressure that time on 3rd down on Alex Moore. So the Minutemen with 4:03 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 now at their own 35. And they'll go on a jet sweep, and wanting to throw is Shimmick. Looks deep right side pass, deflected and incomplete. He was looking for Penzenik, who was double covered at the 40-yard line of the Greenmen. Evan McVay among those back there on coverage. I think it was McVay and Papish. Actually, it was Papish and Rogie were back on the coverage. And looking at John Papish, I think he thought he should have intercepted that pass. But good job by Aurora's defense. They were not fooled by that pass attempt there by Ryan Shimmick. Two receivers right for the Minutemen, and they'll go two receivers left side as well. 2nd and 10, Revere at their own 35. And a fake handoff and a quick bubble screen to the right side. Pass caught, and going nowhere, though, is Cameron Penzenik. Just took a little too long to develop. And A.J. Barner, with some help from John Papish, came over to close it up quickly. Matter of fact, he may have even lost about a half yard on that particular. Now they're going to mark it at the 35. So no gain, 3rd down and 10. Under 3:30 to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Aurora on the 50-yard touchdown pass to John Papish. And Revere now will go trips to the left side. One receiver right. Nate Klanowski to the shotgun. And he looks to throw on 3rd and 10. Has time. Pass caught at the 40, and down there is Penzenik. Going to be a little short of the first down by about 3.5 or 4 yards. Jacob Matusik made the tackle for the Greenmen in 4th and 4, and Terry Sistone is going to go ahead and punt the football. Get with field position. That makes sense. You're in this game, where, as we said right from the start, Revere has to win it to have any shot at them. If they win, if they win this game, playoff positioning-wise, they'd be in great shape as Saltis gets ready to punt. Of course, going to watch for a fake here, but Saltis will get the kick away, and Rogie will make the catch at the 26. Goes to the 35. Rogie's to the 40. He's to the 50. Down the right field. 35-30. Rogie in the clear at the 20, 15, 10. Cuts inside at the 5, and he goes in. Touchdown, Aurora. Ben Rogie with a punt return for a touchdown. And Aurora now leads at 13-0. 73 yards on that run back by Rogie. Once he got to about the 45 of the Greenmen and then made his cut to the outside, I was a little bit premature by saying he was in the clear, because he had one man to beat, but he was able to spin inside at about the 5-yard line and get the touchdown. As here's the extra point, and it's going to be blocked. Good pressure that time by Revere. They're able to swarm in and block that attempt by Bibza. So that'll hold the score at 13-0 Aurora with 2:19 to play in the first quarter. Alex Bibza now 30 of 33 in his extra point attempts this year, counting the make he had earlier in this quarter. But for Revere, they had just gotten the turnover, and yeah, they had a 3-and-out, but they had field position, and you're sitting there thinking, well, let's see if your defense can come up with another play. And then just like that, because Aurora is so loaded with weapons, Rogie gets the 73-yard punt return, and the next thing you know, now you're down by 13. So we'll see. Bibza kick it off, and he's put his first 2 in the end zone for touchbacks. Shimmick and Penzenik back deep to receive. 13-0 Greenmen after the Rogie punt return for a touchdown. And this kick is going to go to the end zone. Although it just bounced in the end zone, it did so enough for the touchback. And 1st and 10 for Revere at the 20-yard line, pretty much where they've started all game long here. So we'll see what the Minutemen can do here. 2:19 to go first quarter, down 13-0. As we've said, it just when you think about what Revere had to accomplish, what their coaching staff had to accomplish in such limited amount of time, the fact that in week 9 they're still talking playoffs, as on first down they'll fake the jet sweep. Klanowski will keep it, but he'll be put down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss as Lenny Galaska, the defensive end, came in and pulled him down at the 17-yard line for a loss of 3. For Galaska, that is 11 tackles for a loss on the season. To go with 5 sacks. He has 5 sacks. Logalbo, the other defensive end, has 6 sacks. James Austin, your current team leader, with 7 sacks. As we said, 32 quarterback sacks coming into tonight for the Greenmen. 2nd and 13 as Klonowski looks to throw. Will shoot a screen at the 15-yard line out to the 20, to the 22, 22, and 22-yard line. It's Slattery. He and A.J. Barner were kind of dancing together for a couple of yards there, but they'll give Slattery forward progress near the 23, so it's a gain of about 6. Pretty good call there on 2nd and 13. Well conceived. Get a good chunk of those yards back. Now, there's a flag down, as I say that, over on the far sideline, so hang on for a second. It's going to be a personal foul face mask against the Greenmen. So maybe when Barner and Slattery were having that tango there, apparently there was a face mask going on, so that is going to be an auto first down for the Minutemen, as they're going to move it all the way up to the Revere 38-yard line. 1:26 to play, first quarter here in Aurora. And the host Greenmen undefeated on the season, leading 13-0 against the 4-4 Minutemen. Ball at the right hash for Revere, 1st and 10. As Klonowski on the shotgun. Will send a man in motion. He looks to throw. Fires over the middle. Pass is caught at the 45-yard line. That's Ryan Shimek with the catch. James Austin, Evan McVeigh, and A.J. Barner converge on the tackle. But that is a gain of about 7 on first down. And again, you like the approach against this Aurora defense. You put Klonowski in good situations. Some nice short passes. Just get some chunks here and there, and now all of a sudden we're near midfield, also with that penalty. 2nd and 3 for the Minutemen at their own 45. Klonowski will keep it and runs to his left, and he'll get the first down, as he'll take it right to the 50-yard line. Toto Gomez making the tackle with Evan McVeigh helping out as well, but that'll put it right at midfield and a first down, and probably the last play of this first quarter for the Minutemen. Revere's moved the football on occasion here in the first quarter. I still think that holding penalty on that opening drive really turned out to be a backbreaker and nullified what would have been a 25-yard pass play and ended up being a punting situation. That will do it for the first quarter here in Aurora. It'll be 1st and 10 Revere right at midfield when we start the second frame with the host Greenmen leading the Minutemen 13-0. Aurora coming into tonight, you look at it in Division III Region 9. I can't tell you how good this region is. And I guarantee, I can virtually guarantee, I don't want to put myself there, I can virtually guarantee at some point in the postseason you will see us on a Friday night covering a Region 9 playoff game. You've got New Philadelphia at 1, they're undefeated. Streetsboro unbeaten at number 2. These Aurora Greenmen unbeaten, number 3. Steubenville is at 5 and 2. They are ranked number 4. Chagrin Falls, Kenston. I was looking at Chagrin Falls. Kenston is 5th. Chardon is 6th. Ravenna 7. St. Vincent St. Mary 8, with Dover right behind. But you imagine, let's just say Aurora Chardon in week 1 of a playoff. Oh, I don't know, Kenston playing Streetsboro, or how about this one? How about Aurora and Kenston in a week 11 game here at Veterans Stadium? Some things would have to happen, but you talk about a marquee matchup. I can't think of a better week 11 matchup anywhere. But that's 2 weeks from tonight. Lots still to be decided, both in terms of winning conferences and getting to the postseason here around Greater Cleveland. 1st and 10, Minutemen at the 50. Klonowski wants to throw, flushed, tucks and runs. He gets to the 45 and run out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Ben Rogie and Toto Gomez run him out of bounds there, but Klonowski, good instincts, saw the pocket collapsing and picks up. They're going to actually mark him near the 42, so they'll give him 8 on that first down run. Very little extra generosity there by the officials, but Revere won't complain. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Aurora 13-0 over the Minutemen of Revere on a 50-yard touchdown pass from Moore to Papish and a 73-yard punt return by Ben Rogie for a touchdown. 2nd and 2 for the Minutemen for the first time tonight in Aurora territory, and a big gainer for a first down by Nate Klonowski. Little quarterback draw, and he plunges ahead to the 32-yard line for a gain of close to 10. Actually give him 11 as they'll move it to the 31. Very impressed with Nate Klonowski. Does a good job ball handling. And we said right from the outgo, he's dual threat, and he's a guy that, he can throw the football well. Difficult to kind of spot the football with him. And Klonowski's going to throw on first down. He's got plenty of time. Still looks. Now he's flushed. Runs inside. He'll keep it, and he'll be brought down right about at the line of scrimmage by A.J. Barner. That was a lot of effort for no gain on the play. They more or less said, not the old in the grasp rule, but they'll call him down there as Barner had just basically got him up on the top there, and they'll mark him down right at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. But that was a coverage situation as Klonowski had a lot of time to throw, especially with these offensive tackles, Chrisman and Schwartner. This is one of the better offensive lines, I think, that Aurora's had to deal with this year, and Klonowski's done a pretty good job recognizing when the pressure's coming. 2nd down and 10. Klonowski's going to throw. This time he's being blitzed. Sets up what would have been a screen, and it was almost intercepted by Gomez. He was looking for Zane Lehman, and Toto Gomez nearly had a pick, and I got to tell you, Gomez is a defensive tackle, but he's 5'8", 180 pounds. If he's on the run with an interception, I don't think they bring him down. Instead, it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Revere at the Aurora 31. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. In motion goes Shimmick, left to right. Back to throw, Klonowski fires over the middle. Pass is incomplete. A little too high for Cameron Penzenik. Tough to throw against that Aurora defense in that zone. You had Barner, McVeigh amongst those in the coverage. Just not a lot of room. You got to be exacting on that throw, and instead it'll be 4th and 10. And we're going to see, I think, an extra wide receiver come in here. As obviously you're too close to punt, too far for a field goal, so you'll go for it on 4th and 10. Actually, the Revere is going to bring in Aiden Palmer as a tight end and a wingback, I think, for protection. Back to throw, Klonowski on 4th and 10. In big trouble. He'll loft one into no man's land, basically into the Aurora bench. It's going to be incomplete. And I got to tell you, after that throw was incomplete, James Austin was wrestled to the ground by 2 Revere Minutemen. I can't believe there was no penalty or anything called either way. I'm surprised. But then again, I'm coming off of a flag fest last week in Barberton. So officials say it's just going to be 1st and 10 for the Greenmen. But a lot of pressure. James Austin was coming in on the backside. Let's see. Now, okay, well, let's see. They did say, by the way, that was intentional grounding against Klonowski, who was just trying to get the football out before Austin would have made the sack. And with the penalty, it will be marked off. And, of course, with the loss of down, it's Aurora's football. Hard to blame Klonowski there. He's just trying to make a play at some point. But you also don't want to throw an interception either. But you don't want to take a 15-yard loss from a sack. But it's basically going to end up being that anyway, is they're going to mark it, that penalty, all the way to the 45-yard line of the men. All right, so maybe he would have been better off. He would have been better off taking the sack. Aurora leading 13-0. Now they got the football in Minutemen territory. Fake handoff. Pass goes over the middle. It is caught. Papish has it again to the 15, 10, 5, and he is in. Touchdown, Aurora. 45 yards on the hookup from Alex Moore to John Papish. Another bolt of lightning by the Aurora Greenmen. They lead it 19-0 with 10:14 to play here in the first half. Well, that's the mark of a team that's playing well. When you get a favorable opportunity like that after the penalty, here's the extra point by Bibza. It is up. It's on its way. Plenty of distance, and it's good. 20-0 Greenmen. But when you get an opportunity like that, you get the penalty on the ground, and you get 15 bonus yards. You know, you get it, and you say, okay, look, I want to go up top right now. And the way Alex Moore is throwing the football, and he and Papish really have something going, why not? 2 touchdowns tonight, 95 yards, a 50-yarder, and that one's a 45-yarder, to go with the 73-yard punt return by Ben Rogie for a touchdown. 20-0 in favor of the Greenmen. And again, Revere's moved the football well tonight. They had the drive stall just a few moments ago, and they had a pretty good drive to start the game, but unfortunately against Aurora, you're in basically, letter perfect mode. You can't make mistakes, you can't make penalties, turnovers, any of that kind of thing. Aurora's just too good. As we'll see how Bibza does kicking to the other side of the field. Penzenik will go back deep to receive along with Ryan Shimmick. And Bibza will put this one into the end zone. Touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20 coming up here for the Minutemen. 10:14 to play here in the first half. As Aurora on top 20-0. And Aurora next week, by the way, if you're wondering, just looking at who's playing who, Aurora will be right back here at Veterans Stadium on senior night next week. They will host Copley. Revere will wrap up the season with a home game against the Bay Rockets. Big, I'll tell you, in Region 10, that'll be big for both teams. Because even if Revere can't rally and they don't win this game tonight, I don't think they'll be that far down off the playoff chase. As on first down, Klanowski's throw is incomplete. Trying to get to Shane Slattery on a wheel route at the 35, and he overshot him. It'll be 2nd down and 10. But it'll be certainly a big game for Bay in that Region 10. We'll get scores coming up here in a little bit from Tyler Carey. Let us know what's happening around the area. All sorts of big games, especially, I think, Division II, Region 6, as Avon is playing Olmsted Falls tonight. I think a lot of people wondering how which Bulldogs team will show up tonight, the one that was undefeated and playing well, or the one that got beat by Midview. Is Klanowski's throw. That one is caught. That will be a 1st down out to the 34-yard line. Cameron Penzenik on that catch. And it's a 1st down as Evan McVeigh makes the tackle. It's a gain of about 13, though, for the Minutemen. And the aforementioned, we mentioned right from the top, Menor and Euclid. That was, for Menor, as we talked about it on Wednesday's selection show, and Tyler, just on cue, is just giving me a boatload of scores I'll pass on in a second. Since Menor beat St. Edward and St. Ignatius, they really haven't been challenged, as on 1st down, Lehman will get the carry. Took it close to the 35 for about a gain of 2, and then it got pushed back there. It'll be 2nd down and about 8. Kevin Paul among those on the stop for the Greenmen. Menor leading Euclid 10-0 in the first quarter. Avon and Olmsted Falls, I should say, all knotted up at 7. That's in the first. Kenston leading Riverside 14-0 in the second quarter. St. Vincent St. Mary over North Canton Hoover 14-7 in the first. Sandusky leading Belleville, as that throw will be caught. Penzenik had it. trying to run upfield with it and dropped it at the 42-yard line. Jack Mackel was over on the coverage. That's a shame for Penzenik. It would have been a first down once he turned and ran. Said it'll be 3rd down and 8. Sandusky's, I was saying, leading Belleville 10-7 in the second quarter. Buckeye shutting out Rocky River 28-0 in the second. And Norton and Cloverleaf all tied at 7 in the second. Here in Aurora, 9 minutes to play in the first half, 20-0. Aurora leading the Revere Minutemen, who are facing a 3rd and 8 at their own 35. Shotgun as Klonowski has time, throws incomplete. Looking for Slattery at the 40-yard line. He was well covered by Jacob Matusik. And it's going to be 4th down. He's looking at Klonowski. I don't think he wanted to come out, but it's going to be a punting situation here for the Minutemen. So again, Aurora's defense tonight, they haven't had to have the big sacks or the interceptions. They've just done a good job of kind of clamping down, especially on 3rd downs, and not allowing Revere to sustain drives. Good snap here for Lawrence Saltis, gets the kick away, and Rogie will watch it bounce inside the 25, picks it up at the 21 off the bounce, runs to his left, looks for a hole at the 25, he goes to the 30, fouls his block, 35, gets to the 40, and Ben Rogie will be put down at about the 43, maybe the 44-yard line. Revere did not expect him to pick up that punt on the roll, and Rogie ended up getting about a 23-yard run back because of the heads-up play. Greenmen will take over now with 8:40 to play in the first half, leading by 20 at their own 43-yard line. John Papish and Ben Rogie will go out wide to the right. Greenmen will have 2 receivers to the left, McVeigh and Hoppner. First down, back to throw, Moore. Being pressured, steps up at the 40. He's in trouble, gets away to the 45, and Slattery puts him down at about the 47-yard line. I mean, good job by Moore just to kind of get himself out of the traffic there, as it looked like Crispin was going to bring him down. And he was able to squeeze out a couple of yards, although I don't think Bob Mahalik wants to see Alex Moore go one-on-one, hat for hat with Shane Slattery like that. He needs his quarterback healthy. 2nd and 7 as we go under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. Again, 4 wide receivers for the Greenmen. Tony Graham will stand behind quarterback Alex Moore. The give is to McVeigh. He'll reverse his field on the jet sweep, gets to the 50, and he'll go into Minutemen territory down close to the 48. It'd be about a yard shy of a first down. Well, as I say that, less than a yard. Yeah, they really like to use McVeigh like that as a receiver. He's second on the team with 20 catches coming into tonight, but you use him also for the jet sweeps with his running ability and kind of adds to his weaponry as an offensive player like that. Trips left side for the Greenmen, 3rd and about a yard or so. The give will be to Graham. He'll get the first down, and then Slattery will stand him up at the 41-yard line, just as Graham was trying to cut to the outside. So he gets about 2 on the play, which is all he needed, more than what he needed, and a first down for Aurora. But Graham, though, 6'1", 170 pounds. And we've got an injured Minuteman over right by the Revere bench. I think it's Ben Crispin. No, it's not Crispin, it's Slattery. Okay, yeah, there's Crispin on the huddle. It is Slattery, who's the injured player. And Slattery had just made the tackle a few moments ago. He's and this has been a Revere team that's had injury problems all year long, as if they didn't have enough issues already to, when the year started. But they have really fought their way through a lot of injuries. As Slattery continues to be on his back. And a matter of fact, Aurora's trainer is going to come over to assist the Revere staff if they need any help there with Shane Slattery. 7:08 to play here in the first half. It'll be a first down for the Greenmen at the Revere 46-yard line when we resume action. Aurora tonight pair of touchdown passes from Alex Moore, one from 50 yards to John Papish and one from 45 to Papish, to go with a Ben Rogie 73-yard punt return for a touchdown. Slattery has his helmet off. He's trying to sit up, and now they're able to stand him up. But he's going to need some assistance to get off the field. And he was only about a yard or two on the field, but noticeably limping as they take him over to the Revere bench. And that is absolutely another devastating injury for this team. And Slattery really one of the heart and soul members of this football team this year. So we certainly wish Shane all the best. As the Greenmen will go back to work now, 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of Revere. 3 wide receivers will go out left. As Barner in at tight end, Graham in the backfield next to Moore, who wants to throw. Bubble screen coming. It's McVay at the 45. He's to the 30. He's to the 25. McVay still on his feet and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 20 by Tyler Tesmer, the linebacker for the Minutemen. But a good job of open field running, a nice blocking downfield by Aurora's wide receivers to spring McVay, and it's a first down. As they will give that a 29-yard pickup. And again, nothing fancy, but you figure out any way you can get the ball to Evan McVay in the open field like that, that's a win-win. 3 wide receivers will this time shift out to the right. Pistol formation. Again, here's another bubble screen, this time on the right side of McVay, who stumbles after he makes the catch. And it'll be brought down at about the 17, maybe the 16-yard line. Just kind of stumbled there. No gain will be the call. 2nd down and 10 on that catch. As John Papish returns, he'll come in. As receiver, Gavalier will sit down. We approach 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Aurora trying to tack onto their lead, already on top 20-0. Again, trips left side. Graham stands behind Alex Moore in the pistol. 2nd and 10. Moore rolls left, looks left, and that pass incomplete, looking for McVay at the 14-yard line. Zane Lehman over on the coverage for the Minutemen, and it sets up a 3rd down and 10. That's a tough throw for any quarterback, though. You're trying to, again, from the far right half, throw it all the way over to the left side. Even though you're on the move there, it's still a difficult throw. A.J. Barner will come out as they'll bring Kyle Hopner, the wide receiver, on a 3rd and long. 3rd down and 10 at the Revere 17 for Aurora. Hopner out wide right. Trips left here for the Greenmen. Again, Graham in the backfield. Next to quarterback Alex Moore on 3rd down and 10. Moore looks left. Has time, throws for McVay, makes a great catch at the 20. He's to the 15. McVay brought down inside the 10. We'll see where they spot this. He had to get it inside the 8-yard line. That's a heck of a catch by McVay. We'll see where they mark this. I think they're going to put it right at the 7-yard line and call it a first down from there. Yep, 1st and goal. That was a heck of a catch, folks, I got to tell you, by McVay. And now Aurora, here's another Greenmen trademark. They'll go triple stack in the backfield. 3 backs. And now shift Galaska, the fullback, to give it to Graham inside the 5. Graham will take it down close to the 2 and then gets put down there, and a late flag coming. There might have been a late hit or a personal foul coming up here. We'll see where they mark it. They'll mark it at the 1. And the penalty is going to be against the Minutemen. It will be a personal foul. So from the 1 to the half-yard line. 5:34 to play in the first half. And Aurora threatening to add on another score here. So they have a 2nd down and goal inside the 1. You've got Galaska, Austin, McVay in the triple stack. The give is Evan McVay, and he will take it in for the touchdown. Evan McVay with his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. And with 5:23 to play in the first half, Aurora extends their lead to 26-0. Boy, and Evan McVay deserved a touchdown on that drive. He did a lot of the work, especially as a wide receiver, to set up the touchdown. Here's the extra point for Alex Bibza. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. 27-0, Aurora. With 5:23 to play here in the first half. They are just playing on another level right now. I kind of was looking through some of the scores that Tyler Carey had given me a few minutes ago. Looking at that Kenston Riverside score. Yeah, the Bombers were, they didn't want to stub their toe. They had lost the game to Chardon, and they've got Mayfield next week. And oh, by the way, I can tell you right now, I don't think I told Tyler Carey this. I can tell you, though, that will be one of our nominees for next week's Game of the Week. Quite possibly that could be 9-0 Mayfield. We'll see what the Wildcats do tonight against an 8-1 Kenston team, depending on how they play against Riverside. And I can tell you this. When you talk to people around here from Aurora, they really would love to entertain Kenston. If not play them deeper in the playoffs, but they would love a Week 11 game against Kenston. As the kick from Bibbs, nope, will not be returned. It'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Penzenik thought about trying to catch it at the 1, but thought better of it. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Minutemen. Back in the days, when the Aurora and Kenston used to play each other every year, actually, I think they played a playoff game here once. But they used to be in the same conference, and it was a great rivalry. It's certainly not that far away, just up the road in Bainbridge Township. And, they've wanted to get each other back on the schedule and hasn't been able to work it out yet. But that would be a treat to have those two teams meet in a postseason game. Klanowski ready to go on 1st down. He'll set up a screen. It is caught at the 20-yard line. Out to the 25 is Ryan Shimmick for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. And we've got a timeout for a moment. I don't know why. There's a penalty against the Minutemen. Oh, that's a good reason to blow things to a stop. They must. I was wondering what the call was because I didn't see it, but they're going to march the football back to the 10. I assume it must be holding then. I mean, it's funny. I didn't see a flag, and then I didn't see a referee on our side of the field give us a signal there. But it's a penalty. It's against the Minutemen. It's 1st and 20 back at the 10. I can tell you that. 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter as Nate Klanowski on 1st and 20 throws, pass deflected, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted by A.J. Barner as he was trying to throw it on a slant, and the ball got deflected and nearly picked off. And by the way, it is good to see Shane Slattery back in there, and he was the intended receiver. And I'll tell you, that was very dangerous. That was almost could have been an interception there. 2nd down and 20 coming up. Yeah, I'm watching Slattery right now. He's on playing on guts right now. 2nd and 20. Here's the quarterback draw, and this time Aurora's ready for it, and Klanowski's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage back at the 8-yard line. Toto Gomez among those on the stop, and there's another flag down. There's a sideline warning. Legal shift was the call, and it's going to be declined because Bob Mahalik would like to get the football back on a 3rd down and long here. So it'll be 3rd and 21. They'll mark it back to the 9. Now, there haven't been as many penalties in this game, certainly like what we saw last week with Barberton and Maslin, but when the penalties have come for Revere, they've been devastating as that pass is over the middle and almost in. I think Papish, they do say, intercepted it. I think they're going to give Papish the interception at the 34-yard line. His knee touched once he made the pick, but it will be first down for Aurora at the Greenmen 28-yard line. For John Papish, who already has 2 touchdown catches tonight, that is his 4th interception of the season. And the Greenmen will take over deep into Revere territory with 4:19 to go before halftime. Hoffman out wide right with Rogie and McVeigh. Papish wide left, 1st and 10. Let's see if the Greenmen go up top. They will. More looks, fires, left side at the 15. It's Papish. Breaks away at the 10. He's to the 5. High steps in. Touchdown, Aurora. For the 3rd time tonight, Alex Moore to John Papish. That one from 28 yards out. And Aurora leads it now 33-0. And you knew exactly what was going to happen. Aurora seizing the moment after the turnover, went right up top. And Papish did a tremendous job shifting and breaking away from his would-be tackler and taking it in the final 15 yards for the touchdown. Here's the extra point. And by Bibsa, it is up and it is good. 34-0 Aurora. And after the extra point, we have an officials conference here. And this is always the time now when you get a score that's getting a little bit lopsided. You have personal foul penalties out of frustration. You have the unsportsmanlike conducts, things like that. And the officials are going to have to try to make sure this final, basically two and a half, not 2.5 quarters, but 2 quarters plus 4 minutes go as smoothly as they can here with the frustration and the penalties. I believe it was dual offsetting here, if I'm not mistaken, after the extra point. Oh, yeah, we saw a lot of that, though, last week in that game between Massillon and Barberton. But I was asked before the game, who's the best team we've seen this year, through the first 8 weeks on our WKYC.com Game of the Week. And Euclid is close, but I think Massillon's the best team we've seen in terms of the best stockpile of athletes. I think Nate Moore coaches them very, very well. I think we haven't seen Menor yet. I would imagine at some point, though, we'll see the Cardinals. As they'll. So it wasn't offsetting. It was just a personal foul against Aurora. So Bibbs is going to have to kick off from his own 25. So my apologies there. I thought they had also indicated that Revere was going to be penalized as well. But I got to tell you, this Aurora team is, I think, going into the postseason, and obviously they still got another game to play next week, but they're going into the postseason playing as well as anybody. This will be a returnable kick, get it at the 15-yard line, out to the 25, and Penzenik will be put down at about the 26-yard line. Yeah, I can't, there aren't that many unbeaten teams left in Northeast Ohio. And this is, this is always what the debate is, because you've got teams that have one loss, St. Edward, Holben, that are extremely good. They're in our top 5 for a reason, because, they're very, very good and they play top-level competition. But, Avon is undefeated. Aurora is undefeated. As on first down, Revere will go on the ground. And I believe that's Slattery out to the 29-yard line. Gets about 4 on the play. It'll be second down, and I'm going to call it actually a 3-yard gain. It's second down and 7. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Kevin Paul made the tackle for Aurora. The Greenmen with a 34-0 lead over the Minutemen. 3 touchdown passes for Alex Moore to John Papish. A Ben Rogie punt return for a touchdown and a 1-yard plunge by Evan McVay. 2nd and 7 here for the Minutemen, and again they'll stay on the ground as Slattery got it to about the 30, and then James Austin and A.J. Barner converged to bring him down there for about a gain of 1. So it'll set up a 3rd down and 6. We'll have the bands for you at halftime, Revere and Aurora. So our WKYC.com game of the week will continue, and then back with you for the second half. And at this point, looks like we'll be on the running clock mode in the second half, the way things are progressing here. But we'll have lots of time, though, for scores and updates here as we get to the second quarter. As that pass is dropped, and it's probably a good thing it was dropped at the 30. Ball's loose, but they'll call it incomplete. Ryan Shimmick made the catch, or the would-be catch at the 30, but he was about to get planted by one of the Greenmen. The ball came loose, but they said no catch. I think that was the right call, and it sets up a 4th down. Yeah, Aurora right now. It'll be interesting because, you know, when the playoffs do start 2 weeks from now, you know, they're going to be playing teams. As that snap is low, it's picked up by Saltis. And McVay back deep to receive. He's going to let it bounce inside the 30. Well, he thought about picking it up, and he thought better of it, and it'll be downed inside the 25 near the 21-yard line. He wanted to do what Rogie did previously and try to pick it up, and he had 2 white jerseys in his face, and Evan made the right decision there, I think. But Streetsboro is in the playoff picture. Chardon is in the playoff picture. And certainly Kenston is in the playoff picture. All teams that are relatively close to Aurora. So it makes for some interesting scenarios, depending on how Region 9 plays itself out over these next 2 weeks. As on 1st down, Moore will go to the shotgun, looking left. Now he's under pressure, throws right and incomplete. Was looking over for Kyle Huppner over on the right side at the 35-yard line. But the pressure caused Alex to throw that one a little too early, and it's incomplete. 2:21 to play in the first half. Aurora 34, Revere nothing. And you talk to Revere people, it's going to be interesting to see in the offseason what they want to do and how they want to go about putting together a new coaching staff. Because that's presumably what's going to happen, is the give will be to Graham. He finds a hole at the 25, goes to the 30, Graham to the 35, to the 40, still on his feet. Graham to the 50-yard line, flag goes down as he goes down. There might be a face mask coming up. There's also a Revere player slow to get up, but that's a fine run of about 28 yards for Tony Graham, his best of the night. And as we said, probably a face mask to be tacked on after the play. Now, Revere is a school with a great tradition. Terry Sistone had a great run as a head coach in the 2000s, last decade, and including a playoff appearance. As the penalty will move it inside the 40 to the Revere 38. As Moore goes to throw and looks deep, and that one is going to be incomplete. It got planted as he threw the football away, and it was Ben Chrisman who came in and hit him, and it was incomplete. Just looking at Moore, he took a shot there, and he was a little slow on the giddy-up to go over and get the play call from Bob Mahalik, but he looks like he's okay. 1:59 to play here in the first half. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Greenmen. We may see a few more runs and a few less passes. As Moore will have 4 wide receivers, though, on this play. 2nd down and 10. He looks to throw, again being chased, sets up the screen, and pass caught by Graham at the 35, cuts inside at the 30, still on his feet and taken down at the 26-yard line. Yeah, Tony Graham really proving to be an effective receiver, safety valve, and there's another injured Revere Minuteman down at the 28-yard line. It's linebacker Tyler Tesmer who's shaken up. Earlier in this quarter, Slattery had been hurt. But if Revere ends up going ahead and making the job out, putting it out there for candidates and wanting to build a new staff after Terry Sistone with a very and taking over virtually with weeks before the season started, it'll be a job that it will be desired, and they'll get a good crop of people in there and kind of figure out the type of coaching philosophy they want to have and the type of person they want to have at the top of the program. As Tesmer rolls on his feet, but he's limping as he tries to get off the field, and he's going to need some assistance. He wanted to hobble off himself, but he'll let the trainers assist him very wisely. I'll say this. I think as much for everything he did previously as Revere's head coach, Terry Sistone might be remembered most for the yeoman's job he did this year to keep this program together, keep these kids together, keep this team together. And no small task. And the fact that, as we said, at this point, to have still been talking playoffs this late in the season is pretty remarkable. Says a lot about the kids and the community, too, as Moore throws left side, caught at the 15 by McVeigh, breaks away at the 10, 5, and he gets over the pylon and in for the touchdown. Evan McVeigh with his second touchdown of the first half. And that makes the score 40-0 Aurora with 1:36 to play in the second quarter. Alex Moore has just thrown his fourth touchdown pass of the first half. Moore now with 12 touchdown passes on the season, and for Evan McVeigh, surprisingly, that's only his second touchdown catch. I dare say he'll have more before the season is over. And I'm not talking about Alex Moore. He'll have more touchdown catches. Here's the extra point. As the whistle blows, as that kick goes up, and it is good. 41-0 in favor of the Greenmen. Well, I got to tell you, this is, I've had a chance really since about 2011 or in 2012 to see Aurora every season. This is as good of an Aurora team, I think, as I've seen since they went to the Final Four and lost a heartbreaker to Toledo Central Catholic. I believe it was back in 2012 with George Bolus and company. This team might be as good as that squad. Certainly on the defensive side, they're very, very talented. And as we said, for only a sophomore, Alex Moore really does a great job operating this offense. He's accurate, throws a good deep pass, has good instincts, doesn't make too many mistakes, spreads the ball around. I mean, everything I think you'd want from your quarterback. And he's only a sophomore. He's going to be around for a while. As Bibson will kick it off. This one is going to be returned at the 10-yard line as Penzenik comes out to the 15. Oh, he's drilled at about the 18-yard line. That was Jack Lawrence who came in on special teams and delivered a huge shot on Penzenik. That'll make the coach's highlights tomorrow when they talk about special teams plays. It's a good way to get yourself noticed. Minute 31 to go before halftime. Again, we've got the bands from Revere and Aurora for you at halftime to entertain you. And then we'll check the stats in the first half in the scoreboard from around the area. Get you ready for the second half. Again, we'll be on running clock mode in the second half here with Aurora out to a 41-point lead. And this was a reasonably close ball game when the second quarter started, but Aurora really has dominated the action here. And speaking of dominating, coming in on the play to bust up a fake handoff was Lenny Galaska, as he basically could have taken the handoff from Klonowski himself. That is 12 TFLs for Galaska now, so they'll mark it all the way back to the 16-yard line. I don't think Aurora has a sack tonight, which will hurt their 4 sacks per game average that they had coming in before tonight, but they have played very well defensively. Papish with the interception. And they've been able to get stops on critical third downs, especially when this was a competitive game. And Revere had a couple of drives going for them, as this will be a keeper for Klonowski. And he'll lunge his way out to the 19-yard line for a gain of 3 as we go under 35 seconds to go before halftime. And Revere probably, I don't know, will opt to run another play before halftime. I wouldn't imagine so. But the Aurora Greenmen are playing at another level right now. And they are about to go into halftime with a 41-0 edge against the Revere Minutemen. And Revere indeed will not opt to run another play. They don't have to before halftime. So that'll take us to the intermission here at Veterans Stadium. Aurora playing at a super level right now. They lead Revere 41-0 at the break. So we'll step away and get you into halftime with the Revere band, followed by the Aurora band. We'll get you ready for the second half coming up. Lots of scores as well. A lot of games with playoff implications all around the area tonight. East side and west side, we'll keep you updated on that as well. Again, 41-0, Aurora leading Revere. And as we take you to halftime, and the Revere band, get you situated here, folks. Forgive me for a second here as we update the camera. Let's see here. Well, not yet. Let's see. This is always the fun part, trying to fly here. We'll take him.
I got it right here too. Yeah. Yeah, we had 4 injuries in 3 of us.
Is that what's going on?
We started the same thing. Our whole is actually that's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys are having a okay year coming.
Well, we lost the highlight in overtime. We lost the we had the ball.
Right. Yeah. Revere is like freshman in 92. So
playing at a great level right now. I think, like last year, like we followed against it a lot last year. We did like one or two of the regular season games. We did in the playoffs, then we did their state championship. I think Aurora is kind of playing against it last year. Revere will be there. They have a lot of units. I think. I'll tell you what. They coming up. One by the rock. That's the thing never does. Well, they got. Yeah, they have. Yeah. I know.
Introducing the 2019 Revere Marching Minutemen. Tomorrow, the Minutemen will be participating in OMEA District Competition in Brunswick, Ohio. Thank you for your support and enjoy the rest of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, please draw your attention to the people who have done major pianist medleys for 130. Last year's and flatline representatives who are Aurora High School Marching Band. Tonight, the band takes you back to a time when rock and roll was in its infancy and four lasting Liverpool helped to define a culture. It's The Beatles. The first song is a mashup of two tracks off of the 1967 album that was lauded by critics as a seminal record in the history of rock and roll. Here is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and With a Little Help from My Friends. In 1963, it was one of the five songs that held one of the top five positions on the Billboard chart simultaneously, presenting the best-selling Beatles single of all time. Here's the Flatline with She Loves You. on the top to the job himself to escape for 5 weeks. Another classic from Lennon and McCartney. Here are the highlights, and the highlights is I Want to Hold Your Hand. Similarly to the way the Beatles just goodbye. We have a few more figures. Featuring trumpet soloist Katie Houlihan, along with both the highlights and the flag line. Aurora marching band is on the
Yeah, they don't just have a good football team here in Aurora. They've got a heck of a band. Is the Aurora Marching Band playing a selection of Beatles tunes during their halftime performance. Leading Revere at the break. As far as the first half stats go, of course, they were going to be one-sided, as one might imagine. In terms of total yards, Aurora ran 26 plays for 289 yards of total offense. Revere ran 35 plays for 93 yards. Aurora was led by Alex Moore throwing the football in the first half. He was 10 of 13 for 224 yards and 4 touchdown passes. In that game, he had touchdown passes, 45 yards and 50 yards and 28 yards to John Papish and a 25-yarder to Evan McVeigh. Running the football, Anthony Graham, 6 carries for 35 yards. Evan McVeigh, 5 carries, 31 yards and a touchdown. John Papish had 4 catches for 135 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. Evan McVeigh, 4 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Tony Graham had 2 catches for 25 yards, as we said. Kind of seeing something as we get in deeper into the season, and when Aurora gets to the postseason, I think they'll use Graham more as a receiver. He's pretty effective with his size and ability to make people or bounce off would-be tacklers. For the Revere Minutemen, Nate Klanowski running the football 12 times for 32 yards, but some of those were TFLs and things like that. His longest game was 12 yards. Passing 6 of 16 for 50 yards. He was intercepted once by Papish. Penzenik had 3 catches for 19 yards. Shimmick 2 catches for 25 yards. And also, the other stat that stands out is on the punt returns, Ben Rogie, 2 returns for 97 yards, including a 73-yard touchdown. Penalties, Revere had 5 for 58, Aurora 2 for 30. But a couple of those penalties, especially early on, when it was a competitive game, really turned out to be deadly for the Minutemen. And that's where we stand now, 41-0 as the teams finish up their warm-ups and get back to work here. Scores! We have lots of scores here for you. At the half, how about this one? In Division II, Region 6, Avon leading Olmsted Falls 14-7. I'm not surprised. That's at Olmsted Falls. Olmsted Falls was kind of like the Jekyll and Hyde team this year. They played really well, and they were unbeaten, and they looked like they were on their way to setting up what would have been a battle of the unbeaten tonight against Avon, but they lost to Midview. And it's like, wait a minute, what happened? Oak Falls playing well tonight against Avon. That's 14-7. Menor shutting out Euclid 24-0 at the half. Maslin with just a 7-0 lead over Louisville at the half. Maslin, we know what's coming next week for them against McKinley, but for the second straight week, getting all they can handle in a first half against an opposition. Staying in Region 9 for a second, St. Vincent St. Mary leads Hoover 14-10 at the half. St. V at the number 8 spot in the region. Kenston now shutting out Riverside 22-0 in the third quarter. So, the Bombers have shook off, I guess more actively saying, they've shook off that loss to Chardon and coming right back and playing well. Sandusky over Bellevue 20-14. Buckeye blowing out Rocky River 42-8. That's at the half. And Norton and Cloverleaf are tied at 7 in the third quarter. So those are all your scores, courtesy of one Mr. Tyler Carey. Also saw, I think, that Avon Lake was blowing out North Olmsted, also in Region 6. As Revere will do a short kick, it'll be fair caught at about the 28-yard line. Ashton Price did a good job just to go ahead and make the fair catch. And with a 41-0 score, as you might imagine, Bob Mahalik, with the playoffs 2 weeks away, is going to, in a running clock now, is going to go ahead and bring in the reserves right now. So I think Colin Scolaris is now your quarterback, but we may see Ryan Weber take a few snaps as well. Weber, a guy that they like to get the football to. So Aurora will empty the bench. Scolaris will get the shotgun snap and run it to his left, and he takes it out to the 29-yard line. About a gain of 4 on that pickup. Scolaris, pretty big guy, 6'1", 170 pounds. He's had other situations like this where he's had to, play in some garbage time situations, and he's done pretty well. 14 carries for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns as a runner, and he's thrown 1 pass this year for 13 yards. I would imagine he'll throw a couple of passes at least here tonight. He gets 5 officially on that run, 2nd down and 5. Aurora, as we start the second half, 41-0 over Revere. And the starters are done for the night. Scolaris will throw, and pass caught at the 40-yard line for a first down. On that catch, Derek Bloom, a 6', 155-pound sophomore. And that's a pickup of about, let's see where they're going to mark this thing, at the 39. So give him 9 on the catch, and that's a first down. So Scolaris is now 2 for 2 throwing the football this season for the Greenmen. 3 wide receivers now. They'll go 2 backs in the backfield. Greenmen with a 1st and 10 at their own 39 on the ground, running it to his left at the 43 to the 44-yard line. On the carry is going to be Max Trem. And again, pretty much all sophomores now getting some playing time here. Trem, a 6', 190-pound sophomore. And keep in mind, Tony Graham is a senior, so Max Trem will be in that mix next year with Evan McVeigh in that running back, because one thing with Bob Mahalik's teams, there's never usually one featured back. There's usually 2 or 3 guys who are going to carry the football during the course of a competitive football game. As they'll go on a counter, the give is to the right side in a big hole to 45-40, and inside the 35 goes Aiden Henderson. Another sophomore, 6', 160 pounds. He takes it well into Minutemen territory. They will mark it down at the Revere 31-yard line. That's a little counter there. You fake it to Trem, and then you give it to Henderson. And a big gainer for the Greenmen. As I said, this is valuable playing time for a lot of these guys. And when you start, you come in next year, and you've got some varsity playing time in late November under your belt, as this will be a keeper for Scolaris. He'll run left side, breaks the tackle, inside the 20, inside the 15, like the way he runs. And they'll mark him down at the 14-yard line, as Revere's Bobby Baker makes the tackle. Again, with the running clock now, we're under 9 minutes to play in the third. Aurora with a nice drive to start this second half, already leading 41-0, and Scolaris puts them down 1st and 10 at the Revere 14. Derek Bloom also checking in, as does Ryan Weber. Now, Weber's a guy that, as we progress, we may see him more in some varsity situations in meaningful games down the road. Scolaris will keep it. I think he was trying to hand it to somebody and there was nobody home. He'll take it down back to the line of scrimmage to the 14-yard line, and then he's ridden down there. Jake Lamson, Ryan Hines combine on the tackle. But talking to Aurora people before the game, they like Weber, and he's gotten 4 carries this year for 89 yards and a touchdown. In that mix, I mean, Graham and McVeigh are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting, obviously, but just as another change of pace type of guy, you may see Weber in certain situations in the playoffs. He goes out wide right on this play. Shotgun for Scolaris, 2nd and 9 at the 13. And it's Henderson again on the give to the 5. Henderson will dive ahead near the 3. And they'll mark him down at about the 2-yard line, where it will be 1st and goal for the Greenmen. Now Another nice piece of running by Aiden Henderson. And they'll mark him at inside the 2-yard line. It'll be first and goal there. So actually, go ahead and mark him at the 1. Henderson will be in the backfield. He's the deep man as Colares will go into the under center here. I formation. First and goal from the 1. Henderson will get the carry, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Aurora. Yeah, some playing time for Aiden Henderson, and he takes advantage of it as he takes it in for the touchdown. And that will be now a 47-0 lead for Aurora. For Aiden Henderson, that is his first varsity touchdown. And Colin Ewing, who's the punter for the Greenmen, will get an opportunity to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Ewing averages about 35 yards per punt. He hasn't had to do any punting tonight. And so he gets a little bit of work there as the kicker. And Aurora takes up about, with the running clock, nearly half of this third quarter. And they march down the field for the touchdown on the 1-yard run by Henderson. 48-0 Greenmen with 6:46 to play in quarter number 3. Head to WKYC.com starting Monday around noon or so for the final regular season and your final chance of this year to vote for the WKYC.com Game of the Week. After that, we take away your voting privileges in the playoffs. Sorry. We just have to do it that way in the postseason, unfortunately. But 3 good games. I guarantee 3 games that will have playoff implications. I think we can guarantee that. I can tell you one of the 3 nominees will be the Kenston Bombers hosting the Mayfield Wildcats. And I think I saw also Mayfield was having their way over Eastlake North at halftime. So you're looking at a 9-0 Mayfield against probably an 8-1 Kenston team next Friday as one of our possible games for you to vote on. As Ewing will stay in and he'll kick it off. It will be caught at about the 7-yard line. And running is Penzenik. Out, crosses the 20 and gets absolutely popped at about the 23. Yeah, Penzenik's had a painful night returning some kicks here as Aurora's really gotten to him on special teams. Tackle there was made by Ryan Papish, a sophomore. Good night all the way around for the Papishes. John Papish, 3 touchdown catches. He also had an interception tonight on defense. All right, so the Minutemen, now as we go under 6 minutes to go, 1st and 10. And to throw is Klonowski. He's flushed. He'll run it to the 25 and then gets stood up as he takes it to about the 27-yard line. Got about 4 on the pickup. Kyle Hoffner was in there to stand him up once he got to the 27. So 2nd down and about 7. As we said, you can vote on our 3 nominees starting Monday at WKYC.com, also on our 3 News app, on Facebook, and on Twitter as well. As the give will be to Zane Lehman, and he'll get a 1st down as he crosses the 35 and gets taken out of bounds around the 40-yard line. 1st down for the Minutemen, as Jack Carterman made the tackle for the Greenmen. Aurora, as we mentioned, on offense now and indeed on defense, going with the backups. The regulars did their job tonight and then some, putting 41 points up at the half. And there was a flag down, by the way. So I think that pickup by Lehman is going to be nullified by a Revere penalty. Ball back at the 26. This referee is allergic to giving a motion. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Okay. I missed the call, but okay. Are we going to do it? Okay, no. I mean, I don't mean to criticize the gentleman. I'm sure he's a very good referee, but I mean, again, it's just he takes his own sweet time into making his motion on our side to let us know what the penalty is. The pass is going to be caught for a first down and a lot more at the 50 to the 45 and finally down to the 43-yard line. Matt Kostoff, I believe, was on that catch for the Revere Minutemen. That's going to make his older brother, John, very happy. That's a gain down to the 42-yard line and a first down for the Minutemen. Matt Kostoff, a senior, getting some offensive playing time. He normally is the starting safety for the Minutemen. So we're under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. All Aurora right now, 48-0. As Revere on a nice little march here as they take it inside the 40. Zane Lehman will go down to about the 37. Gets close to 5 on first down. 2nd and 5 for the Minutemen. Revere, by the way, next week we'll have to deal with the Bay Rockets. That's going to be an interesting game. As Lukowski's throw is going to be caught. Slattery's got it at the 15, and he'll be brought down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. I got to tell you, Shane Slattery has the heart of a lion because he was shaken up big time earlier in this football game. And he has stayed in there, both offense and defense, again, with a noticeable limp, and he is still out there gutting it out for his team. And that's something that doesn't get forgotten, believe me. Forget what the score is. Those who are watching will remember that. As the give will go to Lehman. He'll dive forward to about the 10-yard line on 1st and 10. So give Lehman about 3 on that gain, 2nd and 7. Well, we said before the game, Slattery is a guy that is getting attention from various FBS schools around the region and beyond. So he's a guy that will be playing on Saturdays in a couple of years. But just watching his desire and staying in there, injury or no injury, you just love to see that. Nate Klanowski gets the shotgun snap. Will keep it as he fakes the jet sweep to Penzenik and is brought down at the line of scrimmage. There's nowhere to go as Aurora did a good job converging on the play quickly. And for the Greenmen, give credit there to James Ingram to help close it out. And that will set up as we are now approaching a minute to go in the third quarter. 3rd down and about 6. 2 receivers right, and now 2 left here for the Minutemen. 3rd and 6 from the Greenmen 9-yard line. High snap. Klanowski pulls it down, guns one to the end zone. It is caught, and Kostoff takes it in. Touchdown for Revere. That's a heck of a throw by Nate Klanowski in traffic, and Matt Kostoff makes the catch for the touchdown. With 56 seconds to play, Revere Minutemen are on the board, 48-6 in favor of Aurora. But you know what? Despite the fact that we're in running clock mode and you're facing Aurora's second-team defense, you love to see Revere's offense go down and put a touchdown on the board. As the extra point is up, and it is good. Kostoff stayed in there to kick the extra point. So all 7 points on that scenario will go to Matt Kostoff on the touchdown and the extra point. 56 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. And it's 48-7 in favor of Aurora. But Nate Klanowski with a nice drive there, leading the team down the field. Now, after the extra point, there was a flag thrown, and the 4 officials are, here we go. Personal foul on each team. And this time I think it will be that way. Personal foul on each team. And we'll just go ahead and kick it off at the normal spot. Oh, my God. That's funny. Getting text messages from everybody here tonight. I wanted to, by the way, say a shout out, a couple of shout outs while we'll have some time here. First of all, I have to shout out the athletic director here at Aurora, as they're still trying to decide where to kick the football off here. I thought we were just going to go ahead and call it status quo here because of the offsetting penalties. Paul Powers, the athletic director here at Aurora, one of the greats anywhere in Northeast Ohio. He put out a great tweet today referring to me as the governor of high school sports here at Veterans Stadium, and it's a real treat always to come out here to Aurora, and I wanted to thank Paul Powers. And also, whenever you come to Aurora and you sit and you take in a game, the voice, as they refer to him as, is the PA announcer here, and that is, of course, the great Greg Pollock. As the kickoff will be fielded at the 7-yard line, out to the 25, to the 30, and down to the 33. I think that's Jack Cartman who brought it back, and we have another late flag. We talked about this before halftime. In a game like this, with the score becoming lopsided, the one thing you just don't want to see is every play reduced to becoming personal foul, and unsportsmanlike conduct. And this one, I think, is going to be a personal foul against Revere. So my thanks to Paul Powers and Greg Pollock and the great staff here at Aurora. They always take good care of us. And one way, shape, or form, I would imagine, we'll either be back at Veterans Stadium for an Aurora playoff game, or perhaps for maybe a Division 5, 6, or 7 playoff game, depending on if Kirtland is around, or perhaps Cuyahoga Heights. You never know. Mogador. We were here actually last year at this stadium for one of the best games we had all year, and one of the best games I've had a chance to call. So that's going to do it in the third quarter before Aurora can run a play. Now, we were here last year in the playoffs for Kirtland and Mogador in the regional final, and I got to tell you, it was still one of the best playoff games I've ever had a chance to be a part of with Matt Florjancic, and it was an absolutely thrilling matchup. And you remember that night saying whoever was going to win that game was going to win the state championship. And 2 weeks later, lo and behold, that's exactly what happened to Kirtland. But I think had Mogador won that game, I think they probably would have won the state championship 2 weeks later. But they're in different divisions this year. So, as I said, Division 5, we could be back here for a Division 5, 6, or 7 playoff game. Well, you never know. Kirtland, Mogador, or Cuyahoga Heights could be out here. You never know. 3 quarters in the books here at Aurora. After the penalty, the Greenmen will start at their own 47-yard line as we begin the fourth quarter on the running clock. 48-7, Aurora leading the Revere Minutemen. And we said we might see Ryan Weber take some snaps. He's in there quarterback now on first down, and he'll give the ball to a new running back. We may be down to the third-teamers here for Aurora, just emptying the bench, giving everybody here some opportunities to play. And on the carry was Dylan Fishback, 5'11", 180-pound sophomore. Ryan Weber in a quarterback after Colin Scolaris got a touchdown on his lone possession run in the offense. Fourth quarter here at Aurora, and Weber will give a little end around, and it's going to be Ashton Messner. And Messner will take it inside the 45 down to the 41 of the Minutemen. And that will be enough for an Aurora first down. And this is, the value of these types of situations for teams like Aurora. You graduate good senior classes, and you're able to move guys in who get some varsity playing time. As Weber will keep the shotgun snap, run to his right, and he'll take it down to the 36-yard line, about a gain of 4 on the play. For the Minutemen, Michael McKee made that tackle. Scores to throw along here as we start this fourth quarter in Aurora. Menor shutting out Euclid 31-0. Menor should be a top 10 nationwide team. I truly believe that. I mean, they have just ripped through the entire Greater Cleveland Conference, and frankly, they haven't broken a sweat. As that's a high snap, Weber pulls it down, runs straight ahead, takes it to the 30-yard line. That will be another Aurora first down. Maslin still only holding a 7-0 lead over Louisville in the third. Avon has stretched their lead against Olmsted Falls to 17-7. That's in the third quarter. St. Vincent St. Mary over Hoover, 28-10 in the third. Kenston shutting out Riverside, 22-0 in the fourth quarter now. Bellevue over Sandusky, 28-20 in the fourth. Buckeye over Rocky River, 42-8 in the fourth. That's also on a running clock now. And Norton and Cloverleaf tied at 14 in the fourth. And we have another phantom penalty. There we go. False start against Aurora. Okay. Back it up to the 41. I don't mean to be snarky, but again, just, some clarity is always a good thing. Just to know why what the penalty is being called is always a good thing. Here's a pitch out to the right to the Greenmen, and it's Fishback taking it inside the 35, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. And we've got an injured Revere player, and that will temporarily stop the clock. That about the injured player is down to the 36. It's right in front of the Aurora bench here on the near side, so the Greenmen training staff will contend to him here before Revere gets out in the field. It's been a bruising game for the Minutemen in what's been a bruising season. The injured player is the aforementioned Michael McKee, who had made a tackle a couple plays previous, but he's okay. He's jogging off the field under his own power. 3rd down and 3 after the Fishback run is they'll mark the football at the Revere 33. And they should start moving the clock here again now that McKee's off the field. No, they haven't yet. But Aurora will check back on now. Now the clock's moving again. Greenmen 48, Minutemen 7. So we're under 9 minutes to play in the football game. Weber will keep it on a nice fake, runs to his right, gets the first down inside the 25, cuts inside at the 20, and as the flag goes down, he is down at the 20-yard line. You can see, though, when Aurora people talk about Ryan Weber, he's got great moves in the open field. And they want to figure out how they can get him the football more moving forward. But in that case, it's going to be a penalty, though. Unfortunately, that's going to bring it back to the 35-yard line against Aurora. So it'll be about 3rd and 5. As I said, the penalty was 10 yards from the spot, so that's why they'll bring it back. So it's 3rd and 5 from the 35-yard line. Under 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. And Weber now on the shotgun on 3rd and 5. Gets that shotgun snap, runs to his left, breaks a tackle, looks to get to the outside, will not get to the first down. As nice job by Revere to run him out of bounds. A couple yards short of the first down. They'll mark him near the 31, so it'll be a 4th and 1, or about a yard or so from that spot. They're actually going to put it to the 32, so make it 4th and 2. Certainly the Greenmen will go for it here, and you would imagine it may be another Weber run here. More substitutions for the two teams, especially for the Greenmen. Ryan Kotora checking in for the first time tonight. We'll see him as a wide receiver. 4th and about 2 here for Aurora, and before they can get a playoff, Bob Mahalik wants a timeout. I don't think he was pleased about having to use a timeout, but they'll call the timeout here with 4th and 2 and make sure everybody's on the same page with 6:52 to play in the fourth quarter. This has been what will turn out to be a fast-moving game because of the moving clock and what's been a fast-moving season. I mean, Mark Bunch Bishop and I were just literally in Wadsworth yesterday, right? I mean, now all of a sudden we're wrapping up Week 9 and talking about Week 10 and the fact that 2 weeks from tonight we'll be at a playoff venue somewhere. It's pretty amazing stuff. All right, Aurora back on the field at the left hash. 4th and 2 at the Revere 32, and I think they just got the Minutemen that jump off sides. Pretty good cadence there by Weber, and it's going to be offsides against the Minutemen. So whatever play they were going to run there, I'm sure it was going to be a great play, but it won't matter. It's a first down as they move it up now to the Revere 27-yard line. Bob Mahalik about to get win number 163 of his storied career as Greenmen will go on the ground on first down inside the 25 to about the 23. I've been fortunate enough. We've had games of the week, both here and in my former life on the radio. We were here last year for win number 150, and I had a chance to call a playoff game when Coach Mahalik got number 100. And do I think he can get win number 200 at some point? Yes, I absolutely do. I think he's still loving what he's doing. He's got a great coaching staff. And the most important thing, he's got a great program. He just continues to plug guys in and year out, and it's continuing excellence. 13 years at one point straight in the playoffs that ended last year. It's going to resume this year. I mean, when you have a system and you have a program like this, I mean, you can keep, it makes you feel young, right? You can just keep going and going. But he's 19th year as the head coach of the Greenmen. 3rd and 4 now for Aurora at the Revere 21. Weber will pitch it out, and it's Jack Wilk getting in the carry, but he will not get the first down. He's brought down shy of the 20-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and 4 from there with 4:40 to play in the football game. Yeah, do I think Bob Mahalik could go, 3 or 4 more years and get to win 200? Absolutely. He's got a state championship on his resume, 2008 when the Greenmen did it. And I have to tell you, folks, I think when you start handicapping Division III when we get into the postseason, as it's a little end around here on 4th down, Ashton Messner gets the first down. He'll go inside the 20, and he'll take it down to the 14-yard line. Gets 7 on 4th and 4, and it's a first down for the Greenmen. Yeah, I've seen Kenston, obviously, and we saw them earlier this year. We may see them next week. We know what Mitch Hewitt and Chardon can do. And, Streetsboro to me is the great story of the year because they're having such a remarkable year. But, this Aurora team has that look about them that they can go far once the playoffs begin. As Weber will give it on first down to the first man 3. I think my Fishback who got that carry as we're under 3:15 to play here in the fourth quarter. Aurora can beat you certainly with their defense, and they're not going to hurt their averages tonight with the way their defense played. And then the fact that Alex Moore I was trying to hear. I heard an announcement in the PA. I wasn't sure what it was. 2nd down and 9. But they just have all the tools that you need. Great defense. They can run the football. As Weber gets the snap, runs to his left, and he'll be brought down inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line on 2nd and 9. So got about 4 there, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. 2:20 to play in the fourth quarter. We'll see. Got a long way to go here, and who knows where we will be in late November. Buckeye, it's a first final of the night, beat Rocky River 42-15. Buckeye was 6th in Region 10 coming into tonight. So that win over Rocky River pretty much deflates any chance that the Pirates had of making the playoffs. That's going to be a long off season for them. They had some opportunities, especially earlier this year, to win some games, and it just didn't happen. There's going to be Was that delay a game against the Greenmen? I guess. 1:43 to go as they'll back it up now. Instead of 3rd and 4, it'll be 3rd and 9. They'll move the football back to the Revere 13-yard line. But as we said, though, this Revere team will play Bay next week. That's a big game for Bay. So they'll be facing another team that's got playoff aspirations. And runs left, on 3rd and 9, gets inside the 10, keeps his feet, and takes it very close to the first down marker. As they'll spot him inside the 5 at the 4, and that should be enough for an Aurora first down. Yeah, I like the way Weber runs the football extremely well. Markham, actually, they give him the mark at the 2-yard line. We are under 1 minute to play here in the fourth quarter. 48-7, Aurora on their way to 9-0. And with 43 seconds to go, I wouldn't be surprised here if Weber takes a knee. They may run a play here, but yeah, they're going to take a knee. And let me tell you, it's somebody who's watched Bob Mahalik for a long time. I knew exactly what was coming. You don't see that everywhere, and that's one of the reasons why he's been a coach for 19 years. Class. No need to run it up. Point proven. Aurora on their way to a 9-0 start here in 2019. As the two teams will head to the 50-yard line, your final here at Veterans Stadium. The Aurora Greenmen 48 and the Revere Minutemen 7. Aurora is now 9-0 and poised to make a deep run in Division III postseason action coming up. Revere drops to 4-5. They'll have a chance to finish out the year at 500 next week against the Bay Rockets, but records will mean very little when people talk about the 2019 Revere Minutemen. They will talk more about the job that Terry Sistone, his coaching staff that he put together on the fly, and this football team did to come together in the worst of circumstances to come together and put together a remarkable season nonetheless. And Revere has nothing, absolutely nothing to hang their heads about. They played spirited tonight, and they've played spirited for their coach all season long. But they ran into a buzzsaw tonight known as the Aurora Greenmen, who will head to the bench area and sing the alma mater. We will head downstairs. I'll get a word in with Bob Mahalik, and we'll post that interview for you on Twitter and also